Hello everyone, our today's topic is how to retry for failed test cases in Playwright. Playwright Test supports the test retries option, which you can enable using the Playwright configuration file or the command line. When enabled, failing test will be retried multiple times until they pass or until the value given for the retries options is reached. So go to your playwright.config.js or ts. Here you will find retries option already inside the config JSON. So you can comment it for now. This is basically for CI environment. So type retries and give any value, say 3. So it means 3 retry attempts. Save it and go to your test file. Here make sure your test fail. So I am adding 1 to the locator so that it failed. Now execute your test. So this is our first run. Now you can see retry number 1 on first failure. Now retry number 2, and you can see in report this was our first run and 3 retry attempts were made because we have given value 3 in our configuration file. You can override configuration file option value, this one, using the command line. So in command line you can use retries option and give value after using equal to, so it will make 2 attempts instead of 3 now. Let's execute. So you can see retry number 2. Earlier it was till retry 3. So you can override and give value from the command line. During retry, Playwright Test will categorize test as follows: passed, test that passed on the first run; flaky, test that failed on the first run but passed when retried; failed, test that failed on the first run and failed all retries. To understand this concept, you can run one experiment. So declare one number to get the random number from 0 to 10 using math.random into 11 and print it in console. Now use await, check the number. If the number is greater than 5, then your test will pass, otherwise it will fail. So execute using 4 retries. So in first attempt we got number 10, which is greater than 5. So our test pass in first run and no retries were made. So if you will check the report, you can see our test is listed under passed and we have count 1 here. Let's retry again. Now this time you can see it retried for 2 attempts because during first run it was expecting greater than 5 and received value was 5, and in retry number 1 it was expecting greater than 5 and received value was 3. But during the second run, see this one, retry value was greater than 5. So our test pass, and here you can see it is listed under flaky because test that failed on the first run but passed when retry will be categorized under flaky, and in case your test will fail all the retries, it will be categorized under failed section. So tests that failed on the first run and failed all retries are failed. If you want to clean the cache or perform any other action when the test fails, you can use testinfo.retry property. For example, you can write like this: testinfo.retry. Make sure you are using testinfo here as well as an argument. So you can detect retries at runtime with testinfo.retry, which is accessible to any test hook or fixture. It specifies the retry number when the test is retried after a failure. The first run has testinfo.retry equal to 0, and first retry has its value equal to 1, and second 2, 3, and so on. So you can do any cleanup activity after detecting that you are making first or second attempt, like cache or any other action. So for now we can print it in log: test has been retried. So in this code, when retry value is not equal to 0, then if condition will execute. Let's execute it. So it failed on first run and pass on first retry. So in first run we got value 0, which was less than 5, and we were expecting greater than 5. In console you can see testinfo.retry detected that our test failed in first run and we were making first retry, and it printed value test has been retried in the console. That's all. Thank you for watching this video.